Yes, there is a misconception around money. People think, all right, people think that we go to work to make money. People think that we go to our job to make money. People think that we build businesses to make money. Is that one of the benefits of doing those types of things? Absolutely. But we don't work for money. Okay, Bob Proctor, my mentor, my personal mentor, said working is actually one of the worst things you can do to actually earn money. He told me, Alex, the wealthiest people I know make enough money while they're asleep that when they wake up and their eyes open up, they can do whatever it is they want to do during their 24 hours or 20 hours awake. Wouldn't that be amazing? If you can make enough money residually while you are sleeping, so when you wake up, you can do whatever you want with your loved ones, your kids, your parents, your grandparents, your homies, right? Your fiance, your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, because so many people, they sacrifice all of their life just to get by, just to pay the bills, right? Just to pay the bills. And we have one life to live. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure we have one life to live, and it is right now. So number one, money is a tool, nothing more, nothing less. Okay. Number two is money is an energy source of, write this down, service. Service. Money is an energy source of service. So money moves. Some of you didn't know that. Money moves. Money is an energy. Money has wings. All right. Money can fly to you, and it can fly away from you. All right. We got to figure out how to call money to us so it ends up in our bank accounts, our portfolios, our Coinbase wallets, right? Today we're talking about money. Okay, money is an energy source of service. Okay, and again, guess what? We don't work for money. Write that down. We don't work for money. We provide service for money. So here's lesson one, right? You're on this call. I want to make more money. I want to make more money. I got a 9-to-5 job. I own a side business. I flip baseball cards. I'm in network marketing. Whatever the case may be, right? Whatever the case may be, you're saying, I want to earn more money. This is the new thought process. Ready? Instead of, I want to earn more money, how do I provide more service? That's the idea. Anytime in my life when I wanted to level up and increase my income, I said, who else can I help? Who else can I help? Right? Who else can I help get to $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $50,000 a month, right? I don't know who said it, a lot of people said it, but the more people you help, the more money you're going to earn. I think it was Zig Ziglar. The more people you help, the more money you're going to earn. It says we provide service for money. Ready for this? We go to work. We go to work for satisfaction. We go to work for fulfillment. We go to work to feel good about ourselves that we're doing something, right? You don't go clock in to get the paycheck. Ooh, get the paycheck. No. You provide service to earn money.
Let's go. Let's go. Good morning, family. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day. Super excited, ready to go ahead and absolutely dominate this month of September. Let me go ahead and get my video on. Let's go. Let's go. So today we are going to be talking about the 7 master keys to go ahead and utilize for your success. So before we go ahead and dive into today, what is everybody grateful for coming into the beginning of the week on a Monday? Grateful for God, grateful to be alive, grateful for all the abundance, grateful for the lessons and confirmations. I'm going to go over a little story over the weekend. Grateful to be alive, grateful for the mind, grateful for the body, grateful for the spirit, and grateful for all that is to come for each and every single one of us. So let's go ahead and dive into today. We're going to be talking about 7 master keys for your success. But before we go ahead and get into that, I want to talk about a little story over the weekend, right? So for those of you that don't know, my birthday was actually on Saturday, 9/3/93, and it was a very special day. I actually got, 2 days prior, I got a phone call, and it was actually from one of my old students, telling me that his brother actually ended up passing from an overdose, so it was kind of spur of the moment call, very alarming. But long story short, we had the funeral on Saturday, and there's a couple different things that I really took away from even just being in the atmosphere, from experiencing and seeing the family members. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is very impactful. If you guys can catch, what I'm going to be going over today because this is huge. Okay, so one of the things that I caught from some of the family members that were speaking, the child that actually passed away, he suffered from what was called agoraphobia. Right? For those of you that don't know what that is, agoraphobia is simply being afraid to go out and to be in public places. I'm talking about like so afraid that going to Publix is not even an option for some people. They're literally afraid to have somebody look at them, to have somebody, give them a wrong look because they're so worried about their own self-talk. And to be honest, this is something my mother deals with, right? She's so afraid to go out anywhere, even to go pump her gas, that she would rather stay inside. So every single day she lives in fear. And there's so many individuals who struggle with something that is similar, but we don't really talk about it. So this was a huge level of awareness for myself. And honestly, for so many, he's made more impact in the past 4 days than his father being a pastor in the past 10 years because of his reach and the mental awareness that he's been able to bring for those around. So this was big. All right, a couple of different things I want to touch on over the course of the ceremony, right? One, the father, right? Here's what the father said. Life teaches us to make use of time, and time shows us the value of life. I'll say it again. That's a deep one. Life teaches us to make use of time, and time shows us the value of life. Okay, so I've been the type of individual who I've waited until life smacked me like a brick till I had to realize, okay, there's certain habits that I need to stop, that I need to be aware of and make a change in the moment. Okay. And here's where it got really interesting. He talked about that everybody is addicted to something. Okay. And it even talks about it in the Bible. When you go ahead and dig in, he brought it up. We all have thorns in our flesh that we need to be aware of. So my question for you today is, what are the thorns in our flesh, right? What are the habits that we need to be aware of that could literally be sliced? Some are paper cuts, some are a little bit bigger than others, but everybody has these inside of our life. And if we can truly become aware of what these are, we can begin to really handle and master our self-talk, our self-confidence, the way we speak, the way we walk, the way we greet people, because everybody is going through something. So this was something that just really made a confirmation to me, 11:11, paint your vision, that nobody is perfect. Okay, I don't care who you are, what walk of life you come from. Everybody has thorns in their flesh that if we are very particular and aware, we can start to be able to handle them. So as we get deeper into the ceremony, we had the balloons, right? And we go outside and we let the balloons and we had that beautiful experience. But before we did so, they had what's called a eulogy, right? So for those of you who don't know what a eulogy is, this is actually when an individual, maybe a couple of the family, go up and they actually speak about the individual. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, public speaking by far is one of the top 3 biggest fears that exist for most people. Okay. So as I'm watching each family member go up, I'm seeing the tear, I'm seeing the terror, and I'm seeing the emotion. And here's what I started to pay attention to. What are the words that they're going to say about this individual's dash? Okay. If you guys haven't really thought about it like this, here's how life works. We have a day that we're born. We have a day that we pass. You know what's interesting? That little dash makes up our entire life. All of the experiences, all of the memories, all of the smiles, all of the great things we did, all the things that we didn't do so well. What are individuals going to say about your dash when that actual time comes? And you know what's interesting? They're talking about the dash. Oh, he was a great kid. He was an athlete. He did so many things. And it really just put in perspective. I wonder what every single person's in this room, I wonder what their dash sounds like. I wonder if they've ever actually envisioned their dash. For most people, they never have. Just like on this morning's call, Neno even talked about it. It's sad, but it's the truth. Most individuals are floating through life with no destination. They're just waking up every day. And in fact, I got so serious when I found this out 4 or 5 years ago. This is why I literally became and borned my name into Defined Dreams, because I understood that. Getting out of college, I'm seeing so many students that are in debt, so many individuals that are getting out to make $10, $12 an hour. Nothing wrong with that. But I also understood the game of life is about growing. It's about really seeing your full potential, to see what you could actually bring out, right? So I started to see so many just end up succumbing to what society just gives us. And instead of being able to realize what's truly inside and what we can actually really bring to the table. So this was a real heartfelt moment. And I wanted to go ahead and share this story so you guys can really think about your dash, right? What are individuals going to say when your time is passed? And how long is that echo going to ring? because it's so beautiful. You know, everything happens for a reason, and being able to see the silver lining in everything is huge. So you know what was powerful? The kid actually died from drug use. Okay, and this is huge because I need you to really understand what I'm about to get to. The whole family's there, right? And the kid got sold drugs, and one of the drugs happened to be fentanyl. And those of you that know how powerful fentanyl is, right? The kid that actually sold him the drugs was actually inside of the building. He was inside of the memorial service. And you know what's interesting? At the end of it, the father, he said, you know what? I really want to be able to be free. I want to be able to let go. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shed my forgiveness in front of everybody here. I'm going to be able to let go. To the individuals that did this to my son, yes, justice will be served, but I want you to let you know right here, right now, that I love you and I forgive you. And this was such a heartfelt moment, because I'm thinking, if that was myself, how many of you would be so angry? You'd be so frustrated with this individual. And here's the deal. That anger, that fire, that could last for a day, month, years, decades, and that could eat that person alive. You know how I know that? Because that's what happened with my mother. My mother's brother was killed by a drunk driver, right? Almost at my exact age, at 28 years old, right? For those who don't know, I was named Dylan Anthony Fine from two people, Tony Robbins, Anthony Robbins, and my mother's brother's name was actually Tony as well. And she, and till this day, that eats her alive. She's still depressed. She still drinks to this day because of situations that happened decades ago in the past. So the reason why I'm so serious about mental health, why I'm so serious about self-talk, why I'm so serious about really understanding the mind, is because I know how powerful it is and how much it can either work against us or how much it can either work for us as well. So this was big. This was just a story I had to get off my chest to go ahead and share with you guys, to really put yourself into perspective of how powerful it is to have a vision and how you can truly start seeing yourself in a completely different light. How powerful you are, how much you actually mean to the world, how many individuals you're inspiring that you might not even know yet, because that's the truth. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get into the day. How to get that off, but that was very powerful. But let's talk about the 7 keys to go ahead and master success. And this all ties in together beautifully. So here we go. Let's go ahead and dive in. 7 master keys. Number 1 is going to be reading books. Okay, reading books, and we talk about it a lot. The beautiful part about books is that the truth is there's never going to be a problem. There's never going to be a situation that we are going to experience that, guess what? Somebody hasn't already written down and put it inside of a book. So here's the truth. I was going through a lot this weekend. It was a very emotional weekend for me. I had my birthday the same day that I attended a funeral. I can't ever imagine that I would actually be doing that, but I'm actually glad. And I journaled all about it because God put me in that position to really put me in a perspective to be grateful for life, to understand that time waits on no man, and to really sit down and get serious about where it is that I'm going and understand the impact that each and every single one of us has just by our one candle, because it can go light countless other candles. So reading books, right? What are the type of books we should be diving into in the end of this 4th quarter? If you want my opinion, I would highly suggest, you know, the emotional books is great. The spiritual books is phenomenal, but I'm going to be real. Coming into this 4th quarter of the season, this is the time to really start to develop your leadership, right? John C. Maxwell starting to really dig in to finding the leader that is within you, because if you don't know it yet, some of you are like, well, D, I don't know if I'm a leader. Every single one of you on this call, every single one of you listening, you are a leader in one way, shape, form, or another, whether it's in your family, whether it's at work, whether it's in your relationships, whether it's inside of your business. If you have one individual inside of your organization, guess what? You are a leader, right? You have the ability to now lead in the front of the pack, to lead by example. Okay, so this is big. Number 2, studying styles of speakers, writers, and begin to model how they do things and then modify their style so you can go ahead and stay authentic, right? Truth be told, what I did getting inside of the industry, I wanted to find the individuals who were the best in every niche that they were actually studying, right? Whether it was trading, speaking, branding themselves, learning how to go ahead and build my self-confidence and get bold like Alex Morgan. So guess what I did? I started to attend events. I started to get on Zooms and webinars and listening to different leaders speak. And I saw all different backgrounds, but here's what you're going to be able to do. You're going to be able to start to find and depict the characteristics, the energy, the styles, the analogies, the metaphors that you like, and start to incorporate them into your own, right? I'm going to be honest with you. There was times when I would literally travel from state to state and hear multiple individuals speaking. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes you would hear the same similar jokes, but you know what's funny? They're in a completely different crowd. So when you see all of this success, when you see all of this abundance flowing, and you're like, wow, they're so smart. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do that. I'm here to tell you, they are nobody special. They're just like you, right? But they've been able to start to really believe in themselves, master their self-confidence, and understand that nobody is perfect. And any information that you see, any information that you hear, guess what? They are not the source. That information came from somebody else. You think everything that Tony Robbins is talking about, do you think that he made that up? Absolutely not. He got that from his mentors, right? From Jim Rohn, from Dale Carnegie, right? The individuals that were actually before him. So this is big. Be able to find other individuals' characteristics, their energy, speaking styles, and incorporate it into your own. This is exactly what I did, because my goal for each of you is to be able to help and teach you how to speak, right? How to learn how to present, how to learn how to use your voice, because your voice is probably one of the most biggest underrated assets that any of us have, right? Believe it or not, your voice can actually create you a 6, 7-figure, 8-figure income if you're willing to start using it. How do I know? Because I've seen it countless times, right? Darwin, he used to stutter like crazy. Jason Brown, Matt Rose, you think they were used to speaking in front of people 70K in debt, delivering Chinese food and pizza 6, 7 years ago? The answer is no. So Alex Morton, right, pretty much getting kicked out of the biggest party school in ASU. None of them were good at speaking. None of them were great at doing this at the beginning. But just like they say, you don't have to be great to start, but we do have to start to be great. Okay, that's big. Last but not least, right, studying the great communicators. Number 2, set goals. All right, without goals, we're not going to be able to get anywhere. Without goals, no great thing will ever be achieved. This is straight from Jim Rohn. Set goals in front of you. Look at them several times a day. Neno talked about it beautifully this morning. And this is, I believe, this is one of the biggest game changers that really took myself to the next level. And I'll go ahead and give it to you here. You ready? Okay, so we understand that we have different types of goals, right? We have A, we have B, we have C type, our huge stretch goals, right? Our Chairman 750, our 7-figure trading accounts. That's our C-type stretch goals, right? That's the long-term vision. But the truth is, I believe for the month of September, the goal should be something that you can go ahead and grab at the end of this month. What's something that's really going to fire you up to go ahead and achieve that for the end of this month, right? Because the question this morning was great. Does the leader make the vision, or does the vision make the leader? Most of us, when you really take the time to think about it, we would probably say what? IG, let me go ahead and ask you this. Does the vision make the leader, or does the leader make the vision? Leader, okay? Well, here's the truth. The vision actually does make the leader, right? Because when you have the vision, it's a whole different story than the leader having the vision, because the leader can have it, but you know what I've seen? So many have the vision, then they lose it, then they quit. A year later, 6 months later, but the vision is completely different, because the vision is what propels you to go ahead and keep going long after the feeling has actually left. Okay, so this is big. Setting goals and writing it down. So what is your goal for the month of September? And write it down. What do you see yourself truly accomplishing inside of this month? Stretch a little bit, right? Do you see yourself hitting platinum 600, platinum 1,000, right? Do you see yourself going ahead and paying off a couple bills? Do you see yourself going ahead and getting out to AZ, no matter what it takes, right? What are your goals for the month of September? And I'm telling you, because for many of us, we write the stretch goals, and I'm going to be honest, when you write that every day, and that's the only thing that we see, you start to realize that sometimes the energy doesn't match what you write because you don't see it, right? So if you can start to get in harmonious vibration and frequency with the goals before it even happens, this is where the magic is created. So we modify our goals as we go, right? As our emotional intelligence evolves, as we start to get better at speaking, we get a little bit more confidence. The goals are going to modify because you start to realize that you can accomplish what you wrote down in a lot shorter time period, okay? Number 3, be a leader. Being a leader, just like we just talked about, everybody is a leader one way, shape, or another inside of your life, relationships, your business. So think about it like this. you have to decide that you want to lead, right? You have to step forward. That means not being like everybody else. And this is the beauty, truth be told, of becoming a leader with every single one of you. You're all different. You all have different skill sets. You all have your own different styles. You all have your own voice. So you're going to be able to stick out once you start putting yourself out there. And guess what the easiest way to start doing that is? You know how I did it? With my stories, right? Because your stories only last for 24 hours. So if I can start to learn to speak on my stories, if I can start to learn to just speak on a video, even if it wasn't posted, now you start to get in the mood, now you start to get in the groove, and even going live, right? Your live doesn't last unless you post it. So what if you could start going live on a daily basis, taking any of the nuggets that you have, anything from your notebook, and being able to pour it out? This is how you're going to get better. Watching the Zooms is great. Looking at the speakers is phenomenal. But the real way you actually get better, here's what they say. You can learn more in 1 hour in the field, right? Getting the experience than you can learn on 20 hours of Zoom calls. So we all have a boot camp coming up for this week, going over different skill sets, going over the products and mastering all the different skills, right? So the difference is how many are going to take what they learn and go out and apply it right away, instead of just getting on, because you got to think about it. We're going to have about 4 hours, every day throughout the week, 4 and 5, that's 20 hours. So we're going to have 20 hours of knowledge, 20 hours of value, but we are going to get more out of it with an hour of experience putting that to use than actually the full 20 hours of on the Zoom. So this is big. All right. So number 2, when it comes to becoming a leader, yes, there is going to be sacrifice involved, right? Everybody's thorns are different for your flesh, but you've got to really think about it. These are not the practices of individuals that win. You lead, you step out. So let me ask you this, right? If you were to step out and you were to look at your page, do you see yourself as a leader? When you look at your morning routine, when you look at your habits, when you look at your consistency, would you join you? And this was a question I had to really figure out and start with myself at the beginning. The answer was no. I wasn't posting consistently. I wasn't really documenting the best version of myself because I really wasn't doing it. So documenting is 2 parts. It holds yourself accountable, number 1, but number 2, how many individuals out there do you really think that are not actually developing themselves, that don't have a morning routine, that don't have morning rituals, even better, right? So when I tell you, you will stick out like a sore thumb when you start putting yourself out there, that is the truth, okay? Study books and audios on your leadership to improve yourself daily. Absolutely, this is a must, right? Whether it's an audio, whether it's 15 minutes out of the book, this is all going to make a direct correlation to our growth and development in becoming a leader, okay? Number 4, being more confident, right? Confidence is so crucial when it comes to actually doing anything inside of life, inside of business, building your trading account, going out and achieving 100 sales inside of your e-commerce store. So number 1, self-confidence is simply the process of keeping promises that you made to yourself, getting up at a certain time, following through on what we said that we were going to do. How many days in is everybody for your morning routine? Drop it down below. How many days in? I'm coming up almost on day 40, and it absolutely feels phenomenal. But this is the truth, right? When we write down when we write down our goals and we actually start to follow through with the actions that are needed to go ahead and get there, this is the powerful parts, right? So we have the goal of being 66, 90 days consistent, right? That's the goal. That's the vision. The self-confidence comes in doing the little daily rituals, right? The daily disciplines. Going to the gym, getting up early, eating the right whole foods and alkaline breakfast in the morning, right? If it's not a holiday, hopping on these morning trading sessions and really being a student, hopping on these ECX sessions and asking questions. This is where confidence really comes from. It's not going to come from not plugging in. It's definitely not going to come from not asking questions. And it's definitely not going to come from doubting yourself, the products, the mentorship, and the value, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, this is the switch that is crucial that allows you to open up yourself and really be ready to receive the blessings, okay? Confidence comes from the pursuit. It comes from the success after going through the mud. You know what I tell everybody at the beginning? I would rather learn from my lessons than get lucky from winning. That's the truth, okay? I've seen so many individuals when they come in and they start, they might get on a go live session or two, they make a little bit of money, but then like, you know what? Let me go out and trade by myself. Let me go out and actually see what I can do on my own charts. And they go out and they win like 3 or 4 trades and they text me and they've got this huge ego. They're sending me these big old blues. And you know what's funny? A week later, they blow their account. They lost 40% of their account. Like, yo, I don't know what's going on. I'm so upset. Well, here's the truth, right? You've got to be able to learn sometimes from experience. And some individuals, I'm going to tell you right now, don't be the one to do this, but some do it anyway. Don't be the one to get burnt by the fire to learn, right? You have mentors for a reason. We've already probably been through what it is you're about to experience. That's why we look to save you the time so you don't have to do it yourself. Okay, so even for myself, 4 or 5+ years later, I'm still a student. I'm still vigorously using the products. I'm still absolutely attending the Go Live sessions and asking questions because I know we never can know it all, right? We're always still learning. We're always still evolving. So there's a reason why I'm still paying my pack. There's a reason why I'm still on these sessions. There's a reason why I'm still locked in DCX, why I'm in ECX, because I know they have value, they have knowledge, they have wisdom that I don't have, right? So always to gain your confidence, never stop being a student, right? The power of showing up is so real. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the experience that you're gonna get when you go out and you fail and you go out and do it one more time, but you're like, you know what? The last time I messed up a little bit here, let me go ahead and make this tweak. And you know what happens? You make that tweak and you see a change, you see the result. And now you're excited to go out and do it again because now you've learned from your mistakes and now you can go ahead and you can beat at your craft, sharpen your sword. The more you do it, the better you're going to get, okay? So my beginning trading accounts, that was practice. The individuals who didn't believe in me at the beginning on the 3 ways, that was practice to build my confidence. And now there's not an objection in the world somebody can give me why you shouldn't be trading, why you shouldn't have an ECX store in the 4th quarter. I'm gonna tell you right now. Get any of your friends to try and think of an objection to give me why it's not a great idea to be diving into any of these multiple streams right now. They don't have the time. They don't have the money, right? They think it's one of those things. Well, guess what? Confidence comes when you can understand and handle the objection before it happens. Somebody at the beginning, they told me they didn't have money. You know what I realized? Well, the same time it takes you to copy and paste a text, that's how long it takes us to copy and paste a trade. That's how long it takes us to press a button and actually move a product from a hot store and put it in our CloneRX store and actually get some kachings going, right? Somebody that says they don't have the money. Well, here's what I'm gonna ask them. What's your dream car? They're gonna tell me Lamborghini. Awesome. What color? Red. Nice. What color interior? Black. All right, I love it. So you're telling me if I had that Lamborghini outside, here's the keys, right in front of your driveway for $200, would you be able to have that $200 by tonight? Most people, they would go find that in a heartbeat, right? They would find that by tonight. But when we talk about $200 to invest in themselves, now they start getting skeptical. So the difference is they just don't understand that they value their future. They value materialistic things more than they value their future. So when I started to actually understand this, I built the confidence. You know what? We have the value. We have the skill sets. We have what it is that they want. So eventually, people are going to want to learn how to trade. They're going to want to learn how to get into NFTs. They're going to want to learn how to make multiple streams of income. Fact of the matter is, because we are entering into a recession, the truth is, it's not going to get any better. This is going to drag on for quite some time. And the individuals who actually are aware and take advantage of what is happening right now with e-commerce, with trading, with cryptos, with NFTs, with all these multiple streams are going to be the ones getting blessed. And those that stay the same, I'm gonna tell you right now, the gap is gonna really spread. There's going to, it's going to dissipate as if there's almost no middle class, and we're gonna have the poor, and we're going to have the rich. And everyone right now has the opportunity to decide what side you wanna be on by the decisions that we make today. And this is what builds my confidence. I know where we're going. I know how bright the future is for all of us that make the decision. And this is why we have so much confidence, because the vision is clear, right? The vision makes the leader. Number 5. Take massive action, right? Nothing great is going to occur without massive action, without consistent, focused action. All right, here's the truth. We've been a little bit soft coming into these past couple of months, but it's now September. We've already gone 9 months throughout the year. So now is a perfect time to go ahead and analyze and really look at ourselves, okay? All of the things that we've been writing, all the things that we've been saying, does it match the action that we're taking, right? Is it a mirror effect? Because the greatest gap, Kevin Trudeau talks about it a lot, Bob Proctor talks about it a lot, is between knowing and doing. This is one of the greatest gaps between anybody walking. People say, yo, I've read that book. I know how to go out and hit P600. I know how to use impulse. But you know what's funny? The action most of the time is lacking. And how do I know? Because I've been there. I've been the type of person to say, oh, I know about Think and Grow Rich. Okay, you know my mentor checked me. He's like, bet, what's on chapter 4? I was like, damn, I really don't know. So I had to really get serious, auto suggestion, right? So I had to really get serious about my success, about where I was going, about my vision, about my goals, to really go ahead and see if I was taking the necessary steps to really go ahead and actually walk it like I talk it. Number two, whether it's finances, business, relationships, massive action is going to be the key in any part of our life. If we want to go ahead and better our body, if we want to go ahead and better our relationships, if we want to go ahead and better our social media, if we want to go ahead and start really withdrawing from our trading account, there's no way we're going to be able to just write our affirmations, pray, and hope it happens. Yes, I'm all for it all day long, but I understand the physical side as well. Success, yes, it is 90% spiritual, but that 10%, that physical side is there. It's going to take us actually putting in the work to really make it manifest. And last but not least, as far as action, whatever, this is powerful right here. Whatever you focus on long enough and hard enough, eventually will become a fruit inside of your life, right? Kevin Trudeau, when we can hold the wish fulfilled, if we can see it in our mind, we can hold it right here in our hand. Well, that's the truth. By being able to hold the vision, being able to take consistent daily action, by being able to really hold that feeling, ask questions, show up, be a student. I'm telling you right now, your success is absolutely inevitable. Time just has to catch up. And last but not least, I skipped 6. You guys didn't really need to catch that one. But number 7 is going to be change your associations. This is one of the biggest game changers inside of my life. You cannot afford to spend time with those who are negative, right? Those who are not in support of what you're trying to do. So I want you to really analyze your life right now. Who are we spending time with that's doing one or two things? That's either throwing gas on our fire, or are they throwing water on it, putting us out? I had to really think about this. I had to identify, who am I spending time with? Who's draining my energy that I need to cut off for a season of my life? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, most of us, we have this right now, and there's a reason why we still have negative self-talk. Jim Rohn calls it the birds. How many of y'all know about the birds? You know, his metaphor is, think about a farmer, right, that spends all of this time planting the seeds, finding the right soil, right, finding the perfect spot to plant these seeds. And when he goes to sleep at night, and before he wakes up in the morning, the birds would come out and they would pluck his seeds. So you know what happened? Months would go by and the farmer goes out. He's like, yo, where's my fruit? Where's everything that I planted? And you know what happened? The seed was gone. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen this with so many different individuals inside of the business. The birds get to them. Somebody at the beginning of your journey says, you know what? You're not going to be able to learn how to trade. Why are you diving into e-commerce right now? You're not going to be able to learn that. And you know what happens? They literally just took your seed. A bird just came by and took your seed that could have grown into a 200-foot oak tree, but you never would have known what happened because you let them take that seed of vision, take that seed of hope, take that seed of faith. But you know what happens when you get on the other side of your associations? They start to actually feed your seed. They start to actually pour nutrients and life and joy and happiness and encouragement and love into your seed. And this is what's going to allow it to grow. Right? This is big. That's why the seed and the soil has such a huge correlation, right? Number 2, only spend time with those who are positive thinkers and eliminate the rest. This is what I'm doing. If I'm seeing any negativity that's on my feed, unfollow. I don't want to see it. I don't have time for it, right? All I want to see is goals, visions, success. And this is what I did even at the beginning. I took out anything that was not adding value to my life. Looked at my text messages, looked at my messages, had to clean out all of the trash so I could have room for all the abundance that's to come, right? How can we have room for anything that's new if we have all this trash that's filling up the space? We can't. So I had to look at my life. I had to cut off the negative influence. I had to add in a new starting 5 individuals that had goals, that had results, that had a vision, that knew where they were going. And I started to get around them all the time. If I had to drive 30 minutes, if I had to drive an hour and a half, I was making that drive multiple times a week. If there was an event every month or two, I don't care what it did. If I didn't have the money for the flight, I was taking the drive to go in and carpool with a couple of people and get around that energy, get around that value, get around that mentorship, because I understand we become who we are around, and we also attract the individuals that are around us by who we become. So it actually goes 2 ways. So being able to understand how much these actually have a relationship is so important to really understand and master, because there's a reason why they say your network equals what? Your net worth, right? I want to give you guys an interesting thing to think about. I was hearing it this morning from Jordan Peterson. He talked about, or actually Bradley, he was talking about making $1 million a month. That seems pretty hard, right? That seems like something I don't know if any of us could actually do. Well, here's the truth. When it comes down to making $1 million a month, what if we were to just break it down a little bit different? Think about it like this, okay? What if we had a product? What if we had something of value to be able to give to our audience, and you put it in a different perspective, okay? So let's go ahead and think about it like this. What if you had 100,000 people? What if you had 100,000 people that actually could pay you $10,000? Think about that. What if you had 100,000 people that could pay you $100? What if you had 1 million individuals that could actually pay you $1? You just became a millionaire. So it seems hard until you start to realize the power of understanding of what you can actually do when you understand money, when you understand relationships. I'll give you another way to make $1 million. You ready? People just make it too hard. They don't understand the keys to success. They don't understand the compound effect. Allow me to go ahead and show you. You ready? I learned this 5 years ago. I'll never forget it. Take out your calculator right now. Go ahead and do this with me. Check this out. If you took $1,000, okay, this is why trading is big. This is why all the skill sets that we're learning are so important, because I'm going to teach you how to double your money. You're going to learn actually how to go ahead and double your money to literally become a millionaire in 10 flips. You ready? 10 flips. $1,000 times 2. Okay, let's just double this 10 times. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pretty interesting, right? That's $1 million if you were able to just double $1,000 10 times. Think about that. Look at all these different skill sets we actually have to go ahead and be able to double our money. So if you never knew that before, this is huge. But family, this is the 7 keys to go ahead and start mastering success, mastering your money, and developing the best version of yourself. So if you got any value from today, go ahead and smash that like button, drop some 7s down below. If nobody told you today, I'm proud of you. I'm grateful for you. I appreciate you. And I cannot wait to see what is to come for the month of Savage September. So family, it is your favorite entrepreneur, Define Dreams. Remember, you can be, do, or have anything you can hold in your mind, you can hold right here in your hand. I love you, family. Let's go out, have an abundant day. It's game time. Let's get to work.